All right, Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Max King. Max, how many races are you going to run this weekend?
You know, well, it depends on how many races you break this one up into. 100K for me, it's going to feel like about 5, I think. So, I don't know. But I think I'll probably just stick to the one.
Yeah.
One start, one finish.
Last year you had, or last weekend, excuse me, 2 races.
Yep.
You had the Bend, the flag
line 50K,
the USATF 50K National Championships on trail.
Yeah.
Won that.
Yeah.
Bounced back the next day in Utah for the Xterra National Championships.
Yep.
Won that.
Yep.
5th year in a row.
Yep.
Got some wins going.
Yeah.
Some momentum.
Yeah. You know, I did it last year and I figured I didn't feel all that bad after it, so I'm like, well, I'll try it again. Even though it's a week before 100K, I'll take the week before that. I took like last week before the 50K and the half marathon pretty easy, kind of a little bit of a taper. Before that, just working into a 2-week taper for this race, and so this week has been super easy, just trying to recover and get better for that. Ended up that I think the 2 races last weekend might have taken a bit more out of me than I thought, like from last year. But I mean, legs feel good right now. I just have a couple of tight things and stuff that I've been working out, but otherwise it's all right.
At either of the races, did you just go for the win, or were you
mostly, no, I was mostly just going for the win. You know, I figured with this race coming up that I should probably just stick to just getting the win.
Getting 2 wins and a couple nice paychecks out of it.
Yeah, actually both courses. It was funny that both courses they made them longer.
Really?
Yeah, just because of the fire and bend that caused the course change on the flag line, and then they'd done a little bit of a different loop on the starting of the Xterra race. So both of them were a little bit longer anyway, and so I wasn't going to hit a course record or anything. So.
Yeah. So it's you are personally going longer this weekend. You've never run 100K.
Never run 100K. This is the longest run I will have ever done.
Your 50 milers haven't been your strongest performances.
No. That's why I'm really nervous about this one. I'm actually really afraid of this 100K distance, especially because like the last 2 50 milers were, well, it's just been American River, and those are flat. I mean, that's a flat race, and I completely blow up on the last like 15-20 miles of that race, the both times I've done it. Obviously, like with a couple years behind me, I know that I'm stronger a little bit longer that I go now. Like I've gotten through half marathon or 50Ks now are much more comfortable for me. I've gotten through a couple 40 milers, stuff like that. So I know I'm stronger going a little longer now, but whether I'm going to make it for 60 miles, I don't know. So we'll just have to see.
And something like American Rivers, 6 hours and change, whereas a win here is going to be 8 or so.
Yeah. So. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know how it's going to go. I'm just going to go run, stay hopefully pretty conservative, and then just hopefully I can hang on for the last. I think what's going to be rough and really telling for me is going to be the last like 15-20 miles. So
yeah, I mean, this is your best season in at least since you've been doing the ultra stuff. Probably,
yeah,
right?
definitely getting stronger at doing the ultra stuff. And like Speed Goat a year ago would never have gone as well as it did this year, and so my training is definitely better for this type of thing. But now I'm actually doubling that distance, so yeah, we'll see.
It was interesting to see at the end of Speed Goat. I mean, you have tremendous raw speed. I mean, in terms of somebody on the ultra scene. Sure. And you're chasing Tony down a mountain, and he holds you off.
He's pretty fast. He like whenever he tells you he doesn't have leg speed, you can't believe him. He's pretty quick coming downhill, and sure, on a flat area, I think that I could probably easily take him, but the point is, like, when you're going downhill, you've got to have some leg speed, and he's got leg speed. He's pretty quick, and so it took a flatter section in that race coming downhill for me to actually get a gap on him, because coming down steep stuff, I couldn't. Is
that something you sort of file away for mental notice that here there's a big climb that ends with about 2 miles to go with some rolling and some downhill?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's really what worries me, honestly.
I mean, even if it's not somebody like Sage, if Nick Clark's there, you know how to kind of respect that.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I mean, I've got to get away before that climb, because I know that as the further I go in this race, the harder it's going to be for me, and I know that it's just that last climb is going to be hard for me. So yeah, we've got to be kind of careful, and don't show this to anybody before the race tomorrow.
Yeah. So what is do you have you do have a lot of speed, but it's the longest race to date. Does that mean you go aggressive and try to build a time barrier or time gap, or do you just hang with the pack and hope you have that your strength and skill at the finish?
I think I got to hang with the pack and just take it more conservative. I think if I were to do like a run off the front and try to build up a lead, I've run races like that, and I've won races like that. But a race of this caliber with this field, I don't think I can get a big enough gap going out front before I completely tank at the end. And so I don't feel like I'm comfortable enough doing that. So I think I'm going to take it a little more conservatively and hope that I can last a little bit longer in the end and out to 55, 60 miles, hopefully, and be able to just run it in pretty well and feel a little bit stronger. Because I know feeling a little stronger in the last 20 miles than just completely blowing up and dying on the last 20 miles is going to feel a lot better. So.
Yeah. Is there anything in particular you're worried about, this being your first 100K? Is it nutrition, leg strength, just the unknown?
Just more the unknown, and just being, knowing how the 50 miles felt and how other ultra races have felt for me at the end of really like running flat, real like road surface. Okay, I'm all right just when I completely tank. But if I have to do any kind of uphill, that's really unknown and can be really, really painful. So that's why I want to. I'm worried about that as we go longer and longer. The uphills and the climbs and stuff like that is what I'm worried about.
Gotcha. Well, best of luck out there this weekend, Max.
Thanks.
Thanks for chatting. Right. A bonus question and a rare serious one. If you had to name one competitor that you think is the biggest threat for the win this weekend, other than yourself, who would it be?
I mean, I think you've got to go with Sage right now. Just seeing what he did at White River, and he's come back. He said after that race, yeah, I think I could have run another 13 miles. I'm like, after my 50-mile wins, or races, it's like I couldn't have run another step. So the fact that he said that, I think you got to give Sage the credit for at least a favorite right now. I mean, there's obviously some guys like Nick Clark and Dave Mackey who have more experience at these distances. But with Sage's leg speed and how the results he's had this summer, I think you gotta give him kind of the favorite title right now. And you have the Japanese guy who's kind of unknown too.
Yeah. Might it be that were you both Cornell alums? You and both Sage, a little Cornell love.
Yeah, we were both Cornell alums. He was there after me. We never overlapped, but I know him because actually he's from Oregon too. So know him from living in Portland, or from him living in Portland. Met him a couple times while he was going to school at Cornell, and then just being Cornell alums and stuff. So
nice.
Yeah. I mean, I think it kind of goes to show that you have to go to Cornell and run in Ithaca to be any good.
There you have it. Great. See you out there.
All right.